everybody. My name is Dmitry Savinkov. I'm Chief Commercial Officer of Miron Group of Companies. My guest is Ross Negus, Managing Director of Southampton Freight, and we both are attending the Freight Club conference. And we will talk a few questions about conferences.
Okay.
What is that exactly for freight forwarders, right? Okay, 25 years, quite a long time.
Long time.
How many years you are member of the Freight Club?
We actually joined in 1999, so we've been actually now 25 years because the official anniversary of the Freight Club was last year. So this is the extended over from the last conference. But so we've been members for 24 or 25 years, if you like. So yeah, so almost from the beginning.
So super. So you are a founding member, right?
Not quite a founding member, but yeah, in the 1 year after it commenced, we joined with my father initially, and then myself taking the lead afterwards.
So kind of generation process.
Indeed.
Super.
Yeah.
Super. What's your idea for maybe? Do you remember 25 years ago? What was the vision? What was the strategy for the network?
Sure. Okay. Well, so my father is now no longer working in the business, but he's been in the industry since the 1950s, so a very long time. And when I first started working in the industry, which will be soon 32 years, and he said to me that your foreign agents is the lifeline of your business. And for us, joining into the Freight Club was our first venture. The company began in 1998, so we were 1 year old when we joined the network. And for us was the opportunity to create that global presence because we had to compete in our business against the large multinational freight companies. But the perception really is that because you are a standalone company, that you don't have the ability to reach globally.
Yes.
But of course it's not true, as long as you have the right partners and that right connection. So for us really was to have the opportunity to grow and develop our business and produce a global presence when we were only in one location ourselves. And that was the dream, to grow and develop that.
Yeah, super. So you basically, we may say that you were developing in your international connections together with network, right?
Correct, yes.
Super. Many associations commit themselves to the number of participants of each country. Sometimes it can be one. Okay, everyone wants to be single, right?
Yes, of course,
but,
yes.
Okay, there are sometimes there are 2-3 members, but sometimes in some other networks there can be
5 or 10, yeah.
10, it doesn't make sense, I think. What do you think about it? What do you think about policy of the Freight Club in this term? How many members? What is specific issues for them or something?
I personally think it's a good policy to have. Maybe 2 is okay, but beyond 2, depending on the size of the country, sometimes the size of the country dictates that you need maybe 2 or 3 or 4 members. But generally, I think if you have too many members, it's difficult you can't spread your business to everybody.
Yes.
So I think it has to be the focus on quality, not quantity. And I think the Freight Club has managed to balance that pretty well over the years, considering it's run by the members. So there's not a single person leading the network and driving the network. So for everybody to work together and to still be here after 25 years, I think it's a good policy. And I hope it continues to some degree, because otherwise you dilute the quality by having too many members, really, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other hand, for example, if we will look at the market of networks, there are big ones like WCA, for example, but they have at least, nobody knows how many, 10 or 20 copies of them. Yes, they are middle size. Focused only on their target, but in a network then start multiplying, like
indeed.
kind of forwarding, for example, general forwarding, coaching for blah blah blah, so on. I personally call it when you gamble with network, the network gambles with you, because they intend you to be patriot of one or unique and other way around. What do you think the Freight Club in these terms? it's still family, small, selected ones,
Yes.
or it's going to be spreaded, or what's your
No,
opinion?
I think it will remain as a more of a family kind of spirit. I think about the WCA. I've never been to a WCA meeting, but I know that sometimes 3,000 people can arrive to
3,000
this
people,
conference. It's too many, and to have those meetings, how is it possible to have so many meetings and then to follow up on those meetings and to then try to deal with the inquiries and to work on that? I think it's just too much. For some companies, I think it works, no problem, but here is about creating relationships and friendships, and then from that point, then you build business together, and that's really the key.
Yeah, it's absolutely agree, but I think it's maybe different points of view. I mean, for commercial issues, because WCA sells it like commercial advantage.
Yes.
There are too many.
Yes.
But for what? You're absolutely right. You don't have so much business to spread among the members.
Yeah,
For example,
indeed.
you don't need 10 or 15 members from many countries.
Yeah.
These are
And also maybe you need a full-time person that's just attending the networks and trying to follow up. So actually you need to recoup that cost as well from attending the conferences and having all of those meetings with people. It's not a given that you can earn the money back through that network. For me personally, better to have a smaller, higher quality is much more preferred.
Yeah, maybe, yes, absolutely. Maybe you can share with us what's your opinion, how the potential members for the Freight Club can be selected. I mean, if anyone will ask for join.
Yeah, well generally, as I understand...
Excuse me, because the Freight Club seems like not too aggressive on market.
Indeed, yes. It's normally recommendations from other members, trying to single out particular countries where you don't have a member or you need some extra strength, and recommendations come in. Also then from other sources, some advertising, etc. But I agree, it's not aggressive. But I think the reason for that is because it's decided that it's more quality, not quantity. I know other networks that are very aggressive, and I attended one a couple of years ago. In my first day I had 10 meetings, 7 from India, 3 from Bangladesh. You know, we don't have
so much business.
Indeed, and this is the problem, and you're speaking the same thing to the same people, and for me I like to be genuine and honest and you know, so it's very hard for you to promise that you're going to work with 7 different companies all within one country, and you already, you know, we're existing 26 years now, so we have our own you know, formulation of partners over the years as well, some via the Freight Club. Indeed, so
in person,
yes,
and for long term,
exactly.
yes.
And that's really the key, and this is what I sell to our customers when we attend these network events, is to say that actually I know the owner directly of that office in this country, and when there's a problem at midnight, you make a phone call and you refer to, you know, that wonderful time in Bali, we shared some drinks of the evening, we had a good fun, you know, good time, and then the ability to say, now I need your help, and you remember that we are, you know, we have this friendship, and can you help me with this problem, because my customer needs their goods delivered and I'm calling on you personally to do that.
Personal approach,
and that's a major advantage when you think about the international or multinational freight forwarders. Actually each individual office has their own profit centre, and they have their own direction, their own business they need to control, and they often the inquiries from another office of theirs, the profit centre is going back to another country, so they don't have the incentive to work harder for that one shipment, whereas for us
that's the problem of big companies.
Indeed,
yeah, we call it tailored solutions, right?
Indeed, absolutely, yes.
What do you think coming next 25 years? What is this, can be strategy, or what can be with the Freight Club, with vision, with mission? What is your opinion?
Good question. Yeah, I think probably more of the same. I think to continue in this vein. I think the interesting thing is the members that have been here for so many years. Now you have a second generation coming into the business, and I think that's a very nice incentive for companies to join the Freight Club, because they see that longevity, that companies don't join the Freight Club and then leave after 1 year or 2 years. They stay for a long time, and those generational businesses.
Because of great expectation, right?
Yes,
It does not exist.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think probably more of the same. I think the small and medium-sized freight forwarding companies always have a lot of strength to offer to the world of freight and logistics. And yes, the big companies will always get bigger and always drive their own success through acquisitions, etc. But people still need service, and that's where the small, medium-sized companies can offer that. And I think for the Freight Club, that they're tapping into that because they're taking in quality members that look for the long term. They're not looking to make a fast buck. They're willing to invest some time, come to the conference, meet with people, be involved in driving the network and helping it move forward. So I think probably just more of the same. The industry, of course, will change, and maybe there'll be a little bit more digital advancement and other things will be required. But I know other networks where they demand that you run the accounting software through their network, and they take a clip of the ticket.
Deposit or something.
Yeah. And
some financial issues.
Yeah.
It's very gentle subject. Yeah, for sure.
Very much so. So I think more of the same, really. And I think when you see the members working together, the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years can be exactly the same.
Yeah, kind of corporative culture.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very unique network, and you'll probably see, everybody attends other network meetings. The feel here is very different, and that's nice. It's a big friendship.
On my experience, in any network, people usually collect in one's community, and can be a few in any network. Yes, but here is one community for
absolutely
limited number of members.
Yeah. It's a nice feeling.
Financial payment protection. What do you think about it? Let's say in general, and what is the Freight Club policy about it?
So, in my personal opinion, I don't agree with it. I don't think that you should pay to have that payment protection. I think your credit control and how you manage the financial side of your business is down to you, and you should personally manage that in your own way. And if you want to extend credit to other members, then you do your own due diligence and your own internal policy on that, and you follow through to receive payment. And if you don't receive payment, you should be able to fall back on the network to apply pressure to have the payment made. My personal opinion is this, the whole thing with payment protection, I think if you're attracting, so for example, other networks that bring in 1,000 new members in 2 years, it's impossible for them to conduct due diligence on all of those members. So by chance of that, you're going to have some problems with people not paying their bills.
Yeah.
I think here over the years, there's been only a handful of problems over 25, 26 years. And from that side, I think it's much better to manage it on a personal level. But yeah, so the policy here, the TFC, there is now a policy in place for payment protection, but as I say, my personal opinion, I think it's not necessary because the quality of the members is high, and therefore you should not be experiencing payment problems. So that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, because usually compliance procedure leaves much to be desired in big networks because they're going to have a new members, and insurance doesn't cover, so it's absolutely internal case, and this term it should be personal.
Yeah, I think it's important that this is your responsibility to how you manage your clients, your partners, how you pay, how you don't pay, how you receive your money. So that's my real personal opinion.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.